All right. Whew, where to start?
Head high, chest up, and catch that frame, 'cause beauty is my name.
What up, beauty gang? So, it's your girl. This is just easy right now, actually. I don't even want to introduce myself as Halfrican Beauty. I just want to kind of like have a really chill, sit down, talk with y'all. Hence why I'm here right now. I'm not gonna do my lavish intro and all that stuff. This is just on some like homegirl type stuff. Y'all know I view you guys as my beauty gang, like my homies, right? But I'm used to like trying to entertain the homies instead of just being, I don't want to say being honest as if I lie, but you know what I mean? Like when you have a kickback with your girls or a girls weekend and y'all just kind of like vent and explain life and blah, 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 blah. That's kind of what I wanted to do with you guys, because ultimately, if I'm being 1000 with you guys as well as myself, I have just felt very, very, very lost lately. In kind of almost all aspects of my life. I don't even really know where to start. So I guess a big part is like career, right? I haven't felt myself career-wise in a while. That's kind of why my videos have been pretty inconsistent. Like, I've just been juggling a lot in life. And it can just be a lot on top of being in your 20s. I promise you guys, like, I love my 20s, but I definitely get why people say that you learn so much about yourself and you transition and so much can happen during this decade of your 20s. I definitely feel like I've been going through the roller coaster for the last 2-3 years for sure now. But anyway, like even as far as business-wise goes, that has kind of been a mess juggling. Is it 2 or 3? 2 different brands. So I count the Josh and Essie brand as a separate brand from Halfrican Beaute because it literally is. I don't know how many of you guys know this, but Josh and I did like Vlogmas this year. And that was the first time we've ever done it. First time I've ever done anything like it as well. And it was intense. Super fun, but intense. And that kind of hindered the Halfrican Beaute brand. And then coming off of Vlogmas, we had like a New Year's trip. Came back and like, this is the problem too that I think has been going on with me lately. I'm like an organizational freak for the most part. I'm really good at organizing. I'm the person that writes out a calendar and color codes it. So like if I need to post on Instagram, that's highlighted in pink. If I need to work out, that's highlighted in blue. If I need to, like, I'm like that. But I'm not like that all the time. There is times where I will slip into procrastination and laziness, and it hits me like a ton of bricks, y'all. I'm not very good with not being organized. Or, for example, y'all let me know in the comment section below if you guys can relate to, like, if you have a junky space, if your room is just tore up from the floor up, it's hard to dang near even think straight. So that's kind of been a thing too, because I moved in with Josh when we got engaged, and we live in a 1-bedroom apartment and it's super tight and super crammed. Thank God we are moving in literally 5 weeks. I'm really thinking that when we move, my energy, my organization, like everything will turn up, because I think I'm at a point where it's just like I feel very stagnant. I don't feel motivated at all in the space that I'm at, other than trying to maintain the Josh and Essie brand. And that's because kind of like it's an accountability thing. Like, it's a couples channel, so Josh is relying on me to an extent, right? Whereas the Halfrican Beaute brand, the only person to hold me accountable is myself. In some cases, I've kind of like let that slip through a little bit, and I've been hard on myself about that as well. Because too, I know you guys are gonna be like, don't worry about us, sis, blah, 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 which I appreciate the support and stuff and understanding, but it goes deeper than just that, because YouTube is my main stream of income. So like that's another thing that's kind of been going on, trying to figure out how to create multiple streams of income so I'm not so reliant to have my face on social media all the time to get paid, if that makes sense. Because some days you're just not feeling it. I definitely, man, Vlogmas, I know I'm jumping everywhere. This is that type of video, y'all. And I'm sorry. This is probably the most like transparent, just flow talk type video that you'll probably ever see me do on this channel. This is how I talk with my girls or with my mom when it's just like life is just okay. But anyway, Vlogmas was a great example of like, it is hard to put on a happy, entertaining face and have that energy every day to deliver. My God, I'm so proud of us that we were able to do it, but it was difficult. So saying all that to say though, it's like I want to get back on YouTube and do more videos and stuff like that, but the space that I'm in is super tight and crammed. It's unmotivating. And ultimately, I think that I've burnt out a tad bit. Like next month on the 1st makes 5 years of me doing YouTube. February 1st of 2016, I posted my first ever YouTube video, and ever since then, I've been going in. Like, even if, I don't know how many of you guys know about my journey, but like, I started as a full-time college student athlete, still pumping out 2-3 videos a week, and I've been kind of like working at that momentum, energy, and frequency for the last 5 years, up until kind of like recently. Also, along with like trying to figure out what I want my career to be or become, transition into, what type of businesswoman I want to be, it also ties into like being in my 20s and discovering what type of woman I want to be, what are going to be my standards and my boundaries, and like what are my morals, not just morals that are based off of how I was raised, but like, what do I believe in as a woman or as an adult? And then how I mentioned to you guys earlier that I've just felt very lost in kind of all aspects of my life. It also includes like not feeling, okay, so maybe I should have said lost, but more so out of control. I don't fully feel in control of my life on a daily basis, and I haven't felt like that in a while. And it's weird because it's like, I kind of know the things I need to do to start feeling more in control, which I have started. I'll get into. This isn't just like a soppy vent type of video, but I feel like it's important to be very honest and transparent with you guys, especially as an influencer, because I think that so many people have this skewed view of what influencers' lives are like, because we show you guys the best version of our lives on social media, right? Nobody really wants to get on social media and be super vulnerable and be like, I'm not okay, I'm not doing good, blah, blah, blah. Well, people do it, but it's rare. And I don't think that it always has to be like, oh, I've hit rock bottom type thing to do a video like this. For me, I don't even feel like I'm at rock bottom. I just feel very out of control of my life and a tad bit lost in terms of like direction. What do I want to do next? Who do I want to be and stuff like that? So to be going through that transition of womanhood in your 20s, as well as being an influencer on social media and stuff, it can be difficult at times. You have those days where you just like are questioning yourself, or I don't know, at least for me, I'm someone who, like, I can admit overthinks a lot. I also am a deep thinker too. So sometimes it can almost be, it's pros and cons to it. It can kind of be like crippling at times, I guess you could say. The fact that I overthink so much, and not to mention me being a Virgo, so I'm a perfectionist to an extent, and if things aren't coming out perfect, it dang near doesn't make me want to like try to keep working till it's perfect. It kind of just makes me feel like I'm good off of it type stuff. If any of you guys can relate to what I'm saying, please don't hesitate to comment below, because I feel like something I really pride myself about as Halfrican Beaute is, or EC, I said I was EC today, was being really relatable to you guys. Like, I want to always be relatable and transparent, and for you guys to feel like, oh, like sis is just like me. Like, sis goes through the same stuff as I do. As far as the loss, out of control of my life thing, I had this talk with Josh like a week or so ago, and the best way I can explain it to him is like, half of me knows what I want out of life, at least present day right now, like what I need to do, blah, 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 blah. The other half of me, the lazier, procrastinating side of me, though, is who shows up every day. I don't know, I can't remember verbatim what the quote was, but there's this quote I love of basically like, envision or imagine the woman that you want to be and show up as her every day. What sucks though is, although I love the quote so much, I don't feel like I show up as the woman I want to be every day, or at least lately I have not. And I think that attributes to why I've been so kind of like on this emotional roller coaster of lows. There's other stuff that ties into it too, but ultimately it's because I'm not being the best version of myself that I know I can be. So, examples, right? I tell myself first thing in the morning, make sure you pray before you touch your phone, and just don't even touch your phone, you know? I am awful with touching my phone. Oh, I shouldn't air quote that. Touching my phone to check the time, and then somehow I end up on Instagram and I scroll for hours when I wake up. So it was so bad, like a week or so ago, I would be waking up at a decent time, like 7:30. If you're waking up at 7:30, you got a full day ahead of you. You can have so much productivity that goes on, all that. I did not have that in me, because I just started scrolling, and then before I wake up at 7:30, and before I look up, it's like noon. And I haven't done anything but scroll. Like I said, this is a fully transparent video. It has gotten so bad, because, you know, iPhones show you your screen time, or like how long you've been on your phone. And it even goes to show you like what apps are taking up your most time. Bruh. Literally, what was it? Like a week or so ago, or maybe it's this week. I can't remember. But It is said I clocked in an average of 7 hours and 45 minutes on my phone, like screen time. And majority of it, I'll be honest, went to Instagram. And I'm obviously not posting Instagram pictures and TikToks and all that stuff. Like, I am doing that, but it's not taking up 7 hours. That's just an example of like why I feel like not so in control of my life, because I tell myself I want to wake up, pray, and then read at least for a half an hour. I've been stuck on this like book of Successful Women Think Differently for the longest time. And it's such a great book. When I did have my moments where I was like heavily invested in reading it, I felt myself growing as a person and as a woman. And it's weird. That's what I'm saying, though. That's what bothers me so much, because I know what I should do, but it's like the lazy procrastination like takes over, and I completely forget what I want my goals to be. So I think ultimately what I need to do, and what I'm gonna for sure do when we move, is create a routine and regiment for myself. But I will say I'm in a little bit better spirits than I have been lately, because Josh and I started back working out. Now, if I'm being honest with myself, I ultimately started working out again because his birthday trip that I have been planning. I wanted to be confident out there. I suck. I suck. I do suck a little bit, in the sense that I hate that, oh, I'm ready to be about that life and get all, get my body together and stuff for not materialistic purposes, but like travel purposes, right? I want for myself the EC that wants to be productive, wants to work out, read, get my content done and uploaded, and take my picture. Like, I just have to find a balance. I think that's my biggest thing. I don't have a balance for my life right now. And on top of being an entrepreneur too, this shit is hard. It is. I'm not even gonna lie about that. That's why when I was starting to do day in my life, or day in the life of an influencer, I would give you guys some of those videos last year to kind of give you guys a full scope, because I get a lot of questions about like, oh, I want to be an influencer, I want to start a YouTube channel, blah, 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 what should I do? And I wanted to give the behind the scenes of what it's really like. And even to me, the behind the scenes that I did show in some of those videos weren't even super hectic days, because realistically I wouldn't have been able to vlog and have my productive day as an entrepreneur. It's just been a lot, you guys. Like I said, this is my first time moving anywhere that's like my place. Essentially, it's my place with my fiance, but you know what I mean? Like, I've lived at home with my mom, and then when we got engaged, I moved into Josh's place. So this is kind of like my first place, and I'm super excited about it. But like, furniture wise, financially speaking, we have a wedding that we're not planning for right now. That's a whole nother thing. Oh my God, you guys, us being in a pandemic, it's like a blessing and a curse. I'm not too pressed about the wedding, because ultimately Josh and I don't want like our guests or our groomsmen and bridesmaids to be in face masks, which is why we're holding off until 2022. So that kind of like, I couldn't imagine also being in the process of trying to do a wedding right now. It's just like, there's no way. I would explode. As far as feeling like I'm not in control of my life too, there's so many like business ideas outside of social media that I want to do and I want to bring to the table for you guys in particular. And I don't want to touch on it too much, because I'm eventually going to do it, but I'm just trying to explain why I'm so annoyed with myself, because I'll tell myself I need to do this, I need to do that, blah, 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 and then I'll clock in 7+ hours on my phone of scrolling. You know, like, I've literally lost the day, because for 8 of those hours I'm asleep, if not more. So I just got to do better with holding myself accountable and kind of like trying to win each day. Like I said, though, Josh and I did start back working out this week, and I can already feel myself feeling a little bit better. Only problem is now waking up early, going to the gym, so that this is how ideally I would like my day to go. Wake up at 7:30, read for half an hour, and then head out to the gym around 8:30. Come back to the apartment. I really would like to be back by like 9:30, 10 at the latest. And basically knock out all the like bulk stuff before noon hits. And then the rest of the day is kind of like a little bit easier. But if you're just starting your day at like noon, it's over with. Like, you feel like you're on a time crunch. And don't let you be trying to take pictures during the day before the sun goes down, because we have the daylight saving thing. So it gets dark around 4. It's just a lot. ooh, that man just walking behind the car. I'm like, I will say though, I'm super blessed to have the partner that I have. Josh has been so supportive and helpful. He pretty much has like taken the executive lead for the Josh and EC brand. All I kind of have to do is show up because he edits everything and all of that. So I appreciate him so much because he knows that the Halfrican Beaute brand, how important that is to me, and the fact that I never wanted to kind of take a back burner seat to our other brand, our couples brand. Like, my relationship with him has probably been the best thing that has been consistently going for me and bringing me happiness as of lately, because I've just been super overwhelmed. Sometimes I would describe the feeling as feeling like I'm drowning a little bit. And that's why I said I really, really need to find a balance. Another thing, I'm jumping everywhere, y'all. I'm talking to you like y'all my homies. I'm blown with myself that I don't participate in self-care whatsoever, but I'm always talking about self-love. Like a bath. I haven't had a bath in like, I don't even know. I know it's been some years type stuff. Or face mask. I don't do that for myself. Getting my toes done, I only do that if I'm going on a trip. Other than that, my toes be looking busted. Like, and that was something I told myself I wanted to do better at. I don't need to go on a trip just to pamper myself. I need to do better at pampering myself. And I remember maybe like 2 weeks or so ago, like, even back to being a woman in her 20s, I'm up here trying to figure out what type of perfumes I want. What type of, like, it's a lot, y'all. Like, what is I have a hygiene routine, but how can I advance it? Or how can I create a pamper routine for myself? Or self-care routine, stuff like that. And here's a prime example of why I need to do better at balancing my work life and personal life. I remember there's been so many occasions where I wanted to bring you guys a pamper day routine. I write it down in my journal to say that I'm going to do it on a Saturday, right? I wake up Saturday and I don't know where to start because I don't pamper myself at all. So I don't even know what to incorporate into the video because I don't do it for myself. And that also bothered me because I'm like, well, why am I only thinking of what I should do for myself based off a video form, right? I'm trying to navigate my 20s and my womanhood and my business womanhood and entrepreneur. Like, I'm trying to do it the best I can. But I've realized that I have to have a better balance for sure. And I also need to, hold myself accountable. I was going to say that, but there was something else I was going to say. So the typical person's work schedule is 9 to 5, and then they have the weekends off. For entrepreneurs, it's kind of like when you open your eyes to when you close your eyes, unless you make a boundary, right? Okay, boundaries for myself. That's the word I was looking for. I need to create boundaries for myself where, like, 7 o'clock, cut it off. No more like social media, no more working and stuff like that. I think that's the only healthy way that I can go about this, but that means I need to do better at planning ahead, which then means I need to learn how to organize, or not learn how to, but just start organizing myself better. And usually the start of a new year, I'm turned up. I'm ready. Like early or mid-December, I'm already writing down my calendar for January. But because we were doing Vlogmas, and then right after Vlogmas ended, we had our New Year's trip and didn't get back until January 4th. I didn't get to prepare for 2021 at all. And that is so opposite of who I am as a Virgo, bruh. So I already felt like I thrusted into this year completely unprepared, unplanned, and that's not me at all. So it feels like I'm kind of like stumbling to get on my feet, but then I'm in a tight 1-bedroom apartment, or stumbling to get on my feet, but I'm having I don't know how to touch on this too much without not getting in trouble, but spilling too much. So basically, okay, I won't touch on that part, but I can touch on the fact that there's another thing that's been going on with me financially speaking, that I'm making good money and I'm super blessed and I'm super grateful, right? Don't get me wrong on that. However, I have recently discovered that based off the following count that I have on YouTube, on Instagram, I should be making way more than I do. And ultimately, the reason that I'm not is because I don't have management. I always was kind of stuck for the first 3 years of my social media journey. Like, no, I don't want to share my money with management because they take 20%. So I was on that for a while. Now I've gotten to a point where it's like, okay, I really want management, but I don't want just any old management, because ultimately these are people who are going to be representing your brand for you, amongst other things. So who you pick as your management is super important, especially if you lock yourself into a year-long management situation. So that's been something too. I don't want to touch too much on that because I'm still in the process of figuring out, but that's just another aspect. Like, I'm always about and love seeing other people win, especially my Black women. I can't even lie about that. The stuff that like my peers are doing in this industry, killing it. So proud of them. I feel like I'm killing it too, but like, I'm saying that to say it sucks when I see that my peers are like getting to the bag because they have the right people, they have the right team, they have the right management. And because I don't have that, I'm not getting to the bag the way I know that I could and should, the way my financial advisor has told me, the way my peers. I have multiple influencer friends who have told me like, sis, there's no reason you shouldn't be making this much. And I'm like, word? Like, we truly, in particular, I'm Black, so I'm speaking kind of to the Black community when I say this. We don't know how much money is out there, y'all. There's so much money out there. It's disgusting. Okay? Disgusting. And that's like something else that has bothered me so much. And I think that, well, I know that I'm someone who likes to dig deep on why something matters so much to me or why something bothers me so much, right? So I'm so anal about finances ultimately because of the way I was raised and how I grew up. I didn't have like a silver spoon in my mouth. My mom was a single parent essentially because my dad passed away when I was young, and even before that he was super sick. So we were kind of like a household. She was the provider of our household. It was like a one income type of thing going on. So I've always basically grown up with seeing my mom struggle, right? And I think that that's why I'm such a workaholic. That's what I'm kind of discovering about myself. I believe that's why I'm so like focus and tunnel vision on getting to the bag, because I don't want that to be my reality. And also I want to take care of my mom. Like, there's so many things that I want to do in this life. And I do think, me and Josh talk about this all the time too, social media doesn't help, because you're seeing 19-year-olds as millionaires, or you're seeing like, you know what I mean? Like we compare ourselves so much to other people's journey, having no idea what they went through to get to where they are, right? So that's another thing too, like comparing myself, comparing my journey. Like, it's a very toxic ass trait that I try to consciously work on, but it still happens every once in a while because I'm human. So I would say ultimately my goal as of lately is to just be way more intentional with everything in my life. Intentional with waking up, intentional with working out, intentional with my friendships, intentional with my business and my job. Like, and I feel like I'm able to sit down and have this talk with you guys now because I've been able to think through my thoughts a lot more, because it's been on the go, to be honest. Ever since we announced our engagement, it's felt like this, like nonstop. Now I feel like literally as of this week, pretty much, I'm starting to kind of get my footing and be like, all right, this is done. Okay, I can check this off the list, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's time to take back control of my life. And I think too, and I remember seeing this girl on YouTube. She's like a fitness model now, but I saw a picture that she had posted basically saying, like, she showed a before and after what she looked like a year or more ago versus what she looked like now, and was explaining like, you know, in this picture when she was more heavy set, or when she was super skinny, or whatever her story was, she was like depressed and sad. And sorry y'all, the camera died. Anyway, as I was saying, basically the girl was her caption was saying how like she wasn't in control of her life ultimately, which is kind of where I feel like I am at. And how she said, like, when she started taking fitness more seriously, like her diet more seriously, getting her mind together, so reading more and stuff, that's when she started basically feeling herself more. And that's ultimately where I'm at, because I don't feel like I'm in full control of like my body or my mind. That's why, which is so weird. I hope you guys are understanding what I'm saying by that. Ultimately, I could do what I want to do or need to do, but that's the best way I can describe it. The lazy procrastinator in me just doesn't sometimes. Or sometimes, like, I know that I need to do something, but because it's so, like, checking emails or something like that, my email is like ridiculously flooded. And because I don't have management and stuff like that, I kind of just leave it be. So there's probably like essentially hella brand deals and stuff in my email that I don't see, because I just know I'll be so overwhelmed having to handle that on top of content creation, on top of filming YouTube videos, on top of editing the YouTube videos, posting the YouTube videos, posting on Instagram, creating captions, posting Instagram stories, doing brand deal. Like, there's so much that goes into this, and that's minus the Josh and Isi brand. Again, keep that in mind. So I just juggle so much, and I think that's something else too that has bothered me, financially speaking, when it comes to like seeing my peers and stuff getting to the bag. Granted, I don't know how they're living their everyday life. I just know I am working overtime, and it feels like I'm rewarded, but not as much as what people are saying I should make. You know, so that can just be a kind of tough pill to swallow, especially because, like I told you guys, I've been going in for 5 years now. So it's kind of like, well, when am I going to get my break? When is it going to be this like weight lifted? And again, I don't want to make it come off like your girl is broke, because that's absolutely not what's happening. God has blessed me in a lot of ways, continuously blessing me. I think that it's the millennial in me and like I told you guys, I'm a product of my environment. My paradigm of seeing my mom work to the bone, almost paycheck to paycheck, to make things work, to keep the bills paid, stuff like that. That's so far from the reality I want for myself, and I want for her. Essentially, that's my ultimate goal too. The money is not, it's not like, I'm not a money hungry person at all. It's like I'm a financially free hungry person. I want that financial freedom. I want that weight lifted off of me and my mom, as well as like me and my future husband too. So it can just be a lot of pressure along with being in your 20s. My gosh, I don't feel like enough people talk about this journey, or is it just me? Like, y'all can let me know if I'm crazy. I feel like, though, whenever I'm talking with my girls, we're all usually going through the same exact things in different ways. So, like, last year I went through a lot of growing pains, having to have real honest conversations with myself and my friends about maybe something that's going on in my life, or something that I needed more from them, or, you know, stuff like that, or developing boundaries for other people. Or I have noticed about myself that it's super important for me as a woman, as I keep growing up or getting older, to teach people how to treat me. So I have gotten better with that, but in the past I've noticed there's been situations where, like, I know everybody's probably had the situation where like something happens, confrontation with somebody, and then maybe you don't defend yourself the way you feel like you should have, or you think back on all the things you should have said now that the moment is over. I find that happening to me a lot, or that has happened to me a lot. And it's so frustrating because I'm like, why didn't I defend myself? What's crazy is, though, if somebody tries one of my girls and I see it, I'm the first to jump in and be like, what's up? Was there a problem? Like, the energy, I never hold back with that. But if it's happening to me, somebody's directly coming for me, I notice that I like hold my tongue too much, or like, it just catches me so off guard. It's hard for me to really process in the moment what's happening. And then later on, I'm like, why should have said this? It's a lot. On top of being engaged, like I said, me and Josh have been great. He has been like my safe haven in all of this. But we recently did a YouTube video on the pros and cons of engagement. And in that video, I'm not going to touch too much on it because you might as well go watch it and support us. But we did touch on the fact that outside opinions have really like came through since we've been engaged, and not in the nicest way. Like I said, go check out the video though if you want more details on that. But that in itself has kind of been stressful too, because it's just like, you see, we happy, we good, like, why? Hot mess, y'all. Hot mess. And I feel like I'm forgetting a lot more stuff that I wanted to touch on in this video, but I wanted it to be super just like impromptu. I wanted to just talk to y'all like as if y'all were my best friends and we're chopping it up. So I didn't do a bullet pointed list like my Virgo self would typically do, or I didn't think ahead of time. I just came downstairs, hopped in the car, turn on the camera. But that's where I'm at right now. I'm gonna be okay, especially when we get this new place. Well, we move in, not even get it. We already done signed the lease. But when we move into this new place and I have a lot more space and stuff like that, I do think too, I was telling Josh about this as well. He quit his job in November. Ever since then, we've both been full-time influencers and an influencer couple. And I did find myself being way more productive when he wasn't around. And I told him, I don't think it has anything to do with him being there. Like, if I need him to go into the bedroom or whatever, he'll do that for me. But subconsciously, I think that I've just taken more of the lazier route and approach because he's here now. And most of the time, when he's here, we're working on the Josh and Easy brand. Whereas when he was at work, I have full reins and time to work on my Halfrican Beauty brand and, you know, get on my stuff. So it'll just come a balance. I will have like a studio office space in our new place, so it'll just be mine, and I think that will help a lot. I'm so excited to take y'all on that journey with me individually as well. We're gonna have stuff, a majority of the like new place content realistically will be on the Josh and EC channel, like vlogging, empty apartment tour, furnished apartment tour, all that stuff. But like in particular, my studio / office tour, whatever, will be in there, my try-on hauls, like everything. So I'm trying to do better with that. And also, even influencer wise, I find myself in this transition now that I'm in my 20s, wanting to be more like this with you guys instead of this polished. Nothing's wrong with that, but I find myself kind of holding back a lot, and you guys only kind of get to see a glimpse of me, like to the point where every time I get on live, if I say a cuss word, people are like, easy cusses? I didn't know she was like that. Y'all, I wouldn't say I'm a sailor, but naturally I talk freely with my people. I have to filter myself a lot on social media, especially for YouTube though. I'll get demonetized if I don't learn how to filter, so that might not change. But like Instagram, I'm trying to be a lot more like Easy instead of Halfrican Beauty. So it's kind of just like a discovery thing. I'm on a discovery journey of myself, and it is painful at times and it is hard at times, but there's beauty in it as well when I look back on the growth and the elevation that I have had. So it's not all bad things, but you feel me? It's just a very interesting journey, your 20s and stuff, which I think majority of you guys who watch me are. Even if you're not in your 20s, even if you're not in your 20s and you are in like your teens and stuff like that, I remember that process too. Like, that is all a journey. Life is a full ass journey that feels like it never stops. And sometimes that can get super overwhelming, which is why it's so important to have a really, really good support system, which I would say that I have and has kept me sane, to be honest. So yeah, this has gone way longer than I wanted, and I want to get this video up to you guys. Like I said, I'm up here talking to y'all like y'all my homies, so I could have went on for probably another hour and just rambled, but I won't do that. I'll just kind of cut it here. I think for the most part, I've kind of explained and expressed where I'm at, how I feel about things. I do plan on getting back in the swing of things for sure, though. We move in March 1st. But I wanted to get the momentum still going and like keep it plateaued, I guess you could say, until then. I don't want to just go MIA. Although I did tell Josh, I think that realistically, I need a full month to just tap out of social media to recover. And I know there's a lot of influencers that have done that. They take social media hiatuses, but I also have noticed that when they come back, shit ain't the same. The likes ain't the same. The views ain't the same. And then that can mess with your bag as well. Like if your engagement isn't the same and stuff like that. And ultimately, I'm just always an overachiever. The perfectionist and the Virgo on me like ties into this social media world in sometimes very toxic ways. So that's why I haven't taken like a break for myself. It has gotten to the point where Josh had to force me like on weekends, nothing type stuff. Cause I worked 7 days a week. Dang near felt like 24/7 other than when I was asleep. And it was a very unhealthy life, like a workaholic. That's how I discovered last year, like, sis, you're a workaholic. You don't chill. It's always get to the bag energy. I go hard, y'all. I go hard. I know it'll eventually pay off because I'm blessed and highly favored, and God always has my back. So I know that even with like the financial thing that I mentioned to you guys, like I know he's going to pull through on that. It's just not in my time, and I have to respect that and be patient ultimately. So yeah, y'all, that's where I'm at. If you guys are feeling like similar things or you related to anything I said in the video, don't hesitate to comment below, because I love when we as a beauty gang community come together and kind of like bounce energy off of each other. And it always warms my heart when I see how supportive you guys are towards each other. Like sometimes I might not even see a comment for a while, but another beauty gang member responded to it and kind of dang near said what I would have said, which is so dope. Like we have created a super dope community here, a safe, judgment-free, loving, and supportive community. And I just wish that more females in particular, I wish we had that with each other more. That's a whole nother like video topic though, I feel like, of women not doing good with supporting each other or not wanting to see somebody else win or feeling like, oh, it can only be one person at the top. That energy is so goddamn toxic. Oh my gosh. But Beauty Gang doesn't have that energy over here. So I digress. That is all I have for you guys for now. I do plan, what is today? It's today Wednesday. I do plan to have more video content coming for you guys this week. Josh and I are also posting a video on our channel, so that might be up either before or after this video, so go ahead and check out our channel. I'll leave in the description box below. Yeah, y'all, just pray for me. I will be praying for you guys. I wish you guys nothing but the best. I feel like, yeah, I've had a video since the new year, but it was kind of like Halfrican Beauty Polished EC, or Halfrican Beauty EC, not just EC. So this is just EC, raw, transparent, 100,000% me. And it feels good though. It does feel good to just be chilling in the car, laid back, talking to y'all without the fear of long pregnant pauses or like needing to over edit and do zooms and all that stuff. Like, yeah, this is probably one of the realest videos I've ever done. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you are new. If you are new, I don't know how you stumbled across this channel, but you caught a good video because you caught one of the realest ones I've ever posted. But yeah, I have so much in store for you guys. Thank y'all so much though for being on this journey with me. I am forever grateful for every single 800,000 and something plus of you guys. Like, bro, coming for that milli, period. Coming for that milli. I had to do the milli walk. I'm head ass like that in real life too. I don't know if you guys have gauged that from my other videos, but anyway, all right, I'm gonna call it. I will see you guys in the next video. I'm also gonna try to do more late night vent sessions and stuff. Comment below video ideas and stuff you guys would like me to possibly do on my channel. I want to start getting into like routine. Like by the time we move, eventually I'll do like more routines, like morning routine, pamper routine. We'll have more space, okay? And the aesthetic, y'all ain't ready for this place. If y'all still have not seen the video of us touring the apartment complex we chose, I'll leave that in the description box below for you to check out because it is phenomenal. We still haven't announced which apartment we decided on, but we did decide which apartment unit we're going to move into. So be sure to check that out as well. And yeah, that is all I have for you guys. Oh my God, I'm thirsty. Really hope y'all enjoyed this video. Please, again, don't forget to comment if you want to share where you're at in life right now. If you don't mind, too, if you want to, like, add your age in there, too, that would be nice to kind of gauge, like, if you're in your 20s, are you relating to me? If you're in your 30s, are you relating to me? If you're in your teens, because I feel like people sleep on, like, those teenage years. Those can be stressful, too. So if you want to, like, comment your age and where you're at right now in life, that would be great if you're open and willing to. But thank you guys for listening. That is all I have for y'all, and I will see y'all in the next video. All right now.
Move your body cause you're loving the way that you walk. Move your body if you're loving the way that you talk. One time if you're confident. Clap 2 times cause you're on it. Never gave a damn about what they say, cause you handle all your business on a day by day. Head high, chest up, and catch that frame, cause you